Hi friends, Pastor David. Was the Tower of Babel taller than Burj Khalifa in Dubai? To find an answer, let us go to the Tower of Babel today. So today we are going to talk about the tallest structure, one of the tallest structures in the world. Let me ask a question and find out if you can really understand the question and answer. Before Mount Everest was discovered and established as the tallest peak in the world, which was the peak that was taller than Everest? Didn't get the question right? Let me tell again. Before they established that Mount Everest to be the tallest peak in the world, which was the peak that was taller than Everest? Tongue twister, no, brain twister. You got the answer? Then smile or laugh. The answer is there is no sensible answer to it. If you are finding out that one peak is the tallest peak, where you are going to say there was a taller peak than this? No, it is not there. If you don't understand, please rewind and keep listening to it. Okay. Some people said Babel was the tallest tower in the world. In the Bible, book of Genesis chapter 11, there is a verse that says, "Come, let us build a city and a tower that will touch the heavens, so that we will get a name for ourselves." With that particular word written there, some people suggested Babel could have been built as a tallest building than any other tallest structure. No, it is wrong. When people build the Tower of Babel, they did not mean that it will be so taller, touch the skies, but it had got a different meaning. The story behind was God blessed the people and asked them to multiply and scatter and fill the world everywhere. But this man, Nimrod, interfered the intentions of God. He stopped the people from scattering. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Maybe he was a very powerful person. He killed the dinosaurs and other life-threatening animals, or he was a mighty hunter. He hunted for knowledge. He gathered all the knowledge and he wanted to build a university, world empire, by building a tower and the capital city called Babel. He also discovered all the superpowers in the world, the powers that are apart from God, and consolidated them and collected them and kept them in the tower. He discovered the black magic and witchcraft, and he also made contact with the prince of other planets, that is the chief devils, which people call as aliens. He also gave provisions in the tower to connect to them. He introduced the concept of idols of Navagraha that represented the princes of all the 9 planets, and he made the worship out of them. He introduced astrology and horoscope and various other things which people are still following. And at one point he said, now we have collected all the powers, we don't want God, now we will touch the skies. That means we will challenge the power of God. But what Bible says, God could not take more than that. He came down, he confused the language, the building stopped, everything was destroyed, and people were scattered all over. There is nothing in this world that can challenge the power of God, right? If you properly read the history books, you can see that the continuation of the spirit of Babel is still there in this world. Many world empires came out of that place, Babylon, and people started worshipping all powers other than God. Therefore, until the time of Babel, God considered the whole world to be one, but after that there was a division. When people started worshipping the evil spirits, different things, God separated people for himself. He called Abraham from Babylon when he obeyed him, and then he blessed him through his seed. Through his seed he made a great nation that will put their faith in God, and they were called as people of God. Are you the people of God? If you are a believer in Jesus, you are the people of God. Don't believe in any other things. The spirit and the activity of Babel is still continuing. People who stopped the project of Babel scattered, went all over the world, took the idea with them. They worshipped Nimrod as the king. They made religions out of that. And we will study more details about Nimrod's wife and son in the coming days. And they also took the model of Babel everywhere. Ziggurats, even the temples we have in our nation has that structure, a tower. and on the top you have antennas that will connect to the other planets. Of course, the base part is totally different. It is the structure of tabernacle. We will pick its meaning little later. But the point we understand in Babel is Jesus was there when the destruction of Babel happened, and today he calls his people to put their trust in him, whereas people are still putting their faith in other powers. I have even heard some Christians say, "Hey man, I believe in astrology, horoscope. Because astrologers say something, it exactly happens, there is power in it." I said, yes. It could be true. There could be power in it. But where these powers can stand before the ultimate power, that is the power of God, who can change things anytime. They say, even from Bible you can know what I am saying. They were great astrologers, and people who believed in this kind of science lived in Babylon, and they saw a star, they came to see Jesus. So Bible approves that, I said, what happens to those wise people? They went to a wrong place. The same Babylonian wise men were exposed in front of King Nebuchadnezzar. They could not tell the meaning of his dream, whereas God's child Daniel could do that. God's power is ultimate. Dear friends, if anybody puts their faith in any other thing, I call you to put your faith only in Jesus. There are powers in this world, but God can change anything at any moment. When you pray, God works things for you. And He says you are blessed by who has made heaven and earth. Between heaven and earth, no other powers can stand before God, and that God is in you. In 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4 we read, "He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world." Somebody is there in the world with great power, but God who is in you is greater than him. Praise God. God is bigger. He is taller. He is King of kings. He is a big politician. He can change anything for you. Trust him in his power. Rest assured in his help and support and deliverance for you. Be blessed. God bless you. I'll meet you again soon with another question and answer.